Okay. Flippin' heck. Ridiculous. Absolutely just ridiculous. So that thing I just showed you, that room, that is it's the most expensive place I've stayed so far. That's £37 a night, and is by far the most expensive thing I've been so far. But double, actually. And it is easily the most basic thing I've ever had. The most basic, like, just ridiculous. There must be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, there's 8 people in that room, and it must be 2.5 square meters, something like that. Just tiny. The beds, they must be I'm 1 meter 90, and those beds must be 1 meter 50. They say that your wingspan of your one fingertip to the other is the same as your height. Typically, that's what it is for most people. And I did that, and there's a lot of space left. I could hug that bed. It's so small. And then he just told me that apparently it's a holiday in here and China, so that's why everything's so expensive. I didn't even know that. So every day I'm here, it's a holiday. That's why everything is so ridiculously expensive. Or one reason, it's expensive anywhere, and why everything's fully booked. So I'm just going to spend minimum time I can in that hostel, because there's nowhere to go. I'm already looking forward to leaving Hong Kong. Right, I'm going to go find something, maybe find a Starbucks, maybe get Wi-Fi. I don't know. Pray for me. It's going to be a long 5 days. So the next day, you know when peak transfer is temporarily suspended. So as you may or may not have saw, if I put it in or not, my disappointment earlier. When I said I was looking for the tram and it said it was suspended, getting work done on it, just started a couple of weeks ago, going to be out for 3 months, so I'm not going to be able to get the tram. I got the bus up, but the tram's supposed to be the best way. Anyway, I'm at Victoria Peak, which is the view of Hong Kong, skyline view. We're up the Peak Tower. I do want to come back at night. I'm going to see how late the buses go, but I want to see what it's like at night. Right now I'm going up to the Peak, which is like the Peak Garden and stuff. Supposed to be some stuff up here. Also, what I was trying to say earlier is, when you're in school, they take you to these prisons, basically to scare you, like they show you like, this is what it's like in a prison cell. Show you the beds. That looks like luxury to me now, to be honest. Wouldn't mind that. Be quite nice. Top tip for Hong Kong. Just do what the heck is my hair doing here? Look like a rising sun. Anyway, go to the Peak Tower. It's called the Peak Tower. It's basically a big shopping place on top of the mountain for Hong Kong, whatever. The Hong Kong. Just go up, there's an observatory. It makes it seem like there's a hike that you do to get up to like the peak. Like, you know, you can get on top of like a mountain or something, or you know, whatever. But I've just tried one and there isn't anything to see. I don't think you're going to get a better view than on top of that, the Peak Tower. So if you come to Hong Kong, just do the Peak Tower. Or, if I've missed something, and you've been to Hong Kong, let me know. But I don't think I have, because I don't think the view's going to get any better than on top of the Peak Tower. Anyway, that is tip time with Scott.
I think it's going to look nicer because of all the lights and stuff. I think it normally looks like nicer at night. I don't think I want to get there for the sunset, but I don't think it's going to matter because it's very cloudy anyway. My plan is to be very tired, so I just pass out tonight. Okay, so today is supposed to be Disney Day, where I collect my 6th Disney Infinity Stone, snap my fingers and Universal Studios disappears. That's supposed to be today, the final Disney, the last one. However, I decided to pop next to see the giant Buddha. It's on the same island and it shouldn't take that long. However, didn't anticipate the giant queue, and the queue took me forever. I don't even want to estimate how long it took just to get the cable car. You ever get a cable car up here? I wanted to get to Disney by 12, but now it's looking more like 2 or 3, which sucks because Disney's expensive. But I'm gonna still do it. I think I'm not very flexible because of the time I have in Hong Kong. I've got one more day after this. I'm gonna do a hike, so I'm gonna see the Buddha, come down, then go to Disney. And here you will see that sign again that I mentioned in the other vlog. Now that is a big Buddha. They like to make them 50 feet. That's how they like to do it. So it was a symbol of divinity, spirituality and good luck. Oh look, there he is. So this thing is 34 meters tall, it's 112 feet, and it was getting constructed in 1990, so it's not even that old. It looks like it's waving at me from the back. I'm trying to think of the next tallest one I've seen, because they do make them huge. I keep catching the Buddha waving in the background. Yeah, all doing the same pose as well. Still don't know what that's about. Should probably figure it out. But anyway, I would have stuck around for longer, even though there's not much to do. But I'm going to go on to the next thing. I'm sorry, but what is this? This is my first reaction. Is this under construction or? It's gotta be under construction. Yeah, I think it is. That is the most pathetic castle I think I've ever seen. I've made sand castles bigger than this. Well, I want to know what it's like when it's fully done, because that is terrible. So I'm wondering then, does this mean no fireworks or light show? Because I don't know what you can do with this. Like, the whole thing is boarded off. Oh man. I paid £64 for this. This is more expensive than any of the others, and it's not as good by the looks of it. It looks quite small as well. I haven't found a map yet. Where am I? There seems to be a few new rides though that I haven't seen in any of the Disneys, so I've got to do them. Going to Tomorrowland first. Queues don't seem to be massive, so that's not too bad. Max wait 1 hour. Let's do this budget Disney, I guess. That's something about Hong Kong. Everything's not as good, but it's ridiculously expensive. It's Darth Vader. He's right there. Can't believe it. I wonder if he's gonna go and kill these younglings. He's done it once already. I don't know, going on an Iron Man ride when he's just died seems a bit... I don't know how I feel about that. So I went on the Iron Man ride and he was still alive. They had this knockoff Robert Downey Jr. Like accent. They basically just picked a random American to speak. It was so funny. It was alright, it was half Chinese, half English. I realised that the expo, the thing that's 70 minutes, the longest wait in the park, is just to meet Iron Man. Which is so funny because it's just because of Endgame, because he died. So they just want to meet him back from the dead, essentially. I might do that if I've got time at the end. Right now though, there's an Ant-Man and the Wasp ride, so I'm going to see what that's like. Ride up here, called, if you can see it, Hyperspace Mountain. So that's just like Space Mountain, but with hyper in front of it, right? Like, that's just Space Mountain. The Ant-Man ride was just a blaster ride, which is, I mean, I like them, so that's good. I like the Buzz Lightyear one. I got 530,000, but there's no scale. Like, I could be the GOAT, or I could be the worst person ever. You don't know. Alright, so that was just Space Mountain, but rebranded for Star Wars. Yeah, it was really funny. There was a woman next to me who was just like making all sorts of funny sounds as she was going around it. But yeah, go and figure out what to do next. That wasn't a 70-minute wait at all, maybe 30 minutes. So between the wait times being next to nothing and it being a small park, it's definitely a smaller park than the others I've been to, probably the smallest one actually. And the fact that a lot of the other classical Disney rides like that aren't that thrilling, I probably might just skip over because I've been to 2 Disneys in what, 2 months? The last 2 months. So I don't need the full day. So it's a good thing I came at 2:20.
You know what? So this is the castle under construction. I think that's actually the top of it. On the Lian ride, you see like what it's supposed to look like, the whole park, and it does look tiny. So I think that's it, which is a bit rubbish. That was pretty cool. I really enjoyed that one. That was probably the best one I've been on so far here. Yeah, it was good. Now in Mystic Manor, queuing for it, which sounds exactly like a rip-off of Haunted Mansion, which I don't get, because it doesn't need to be a rip-off. They own it. So, I don't really get that. As you saw from the clips, it definitely wasn't Haunted Mansion. Basically, its own story about this magic music box that makes objects come to life, and you follow a chimp around and this guy who collects antiques. So yeah, it's got nothing to do with Disney, which feels like everything does at Disney. But hey, it was pretty good. Oh. And there's a roller coaster I'm about to go on, the last thing. Then I'll leave because it closes at 8 o'clock because there's no fireworks. Because the castle's boarded up. Cinderella clearly didn't pay her rent. Now the council are boarding it up to stop the druggies going in. Alright, so that's basically what I went on. It was their version of Big Thunder Railroad Mountain. It was really good. I was at the back and I was like, oh, this sucks, being at the back. But then it started going backwards. So I think that was the best version of that, even though it's not called that. It basically is that. So I'm leaving now, and as I leave, I'm going to rank the Disneys. So number 1 is going to be Orlando. I don't think that's going to ever change. Orlando is just the best one, really. Number 2, I think I'm going to be controversial and say Shanghai. Shanghai was just the best. It was just really good. It was just amazing. And that Tron ride and stuff, yeah, a lot of the rides they had there and stuff were really good. So I'm gonna have to go with Shanghai. Then probably California, probably, and then definitely Tokyo. Again, it's just very busy, so I didn't have as good of a time, as you can probably tell from my vlog. But the castle was still really good, the light show was really good, the rides was just the same as, you know, Orlando. So Tokyo is just a really good one. Then maybe Paris, and then this one. This one's not very good. This one's like it's not that it's not very good, it's like a die at Disney. Charged at the same price. Not as big at all, not as many rides, more expensive. Not than Orlando, but then Tokyo and Shanghai. So, but still a good time. There weren't as many queues today, so that's always fun. But again, although there's not as many queues, I got here at 2:30 and I'm leaving at not even 7:30, which isn't really Disney, you know? Disney's a full day thing, but hey, oh, and the castle sucks. Even when it is not under construction, it looks like it sucks. The ones I'm thinking about changing are maybe Tokyo and California. I'd need to see them at different times. But anyway, I'm going back to the hostel now. Well, maybe not the hostel, a bit early for that. 2 nights down, 1 night to go in that place. Bring it on. Right, it's almost 1 in the morning. That guy in the hostel is just snoring super loud, and I am starving. I haven't eaten today. I've barely eaten. I haven't had a meal today. It's hitting me now, and I'm just like shaking a bit. I'm going to find a 24-hour McDonald's quickly get something to eat because I won't be able to sleep. So I've just begun the hike and it is starting to rain a little bit. Just spitting. That's not a problem. If it comes down heavy, then it's a problem. Thankfully, I have my rain jacket for such occasions. I mean, it's starting to come down a bit more now. I really hope it doesn't, but even if it does, I'm going to continue. Ants. They found a worm, dead worm, and they're like, sweet, that's food for a month. So they're all carrying him away. Yeah, I don't know how they're going to get that in the anthill. They're doing a pretty good job of moving it. These ants here are taking down something. They're going to start taking me down soon, I'm sure of it. They moved it from here to here in the space of a minute. It's been coming down, not terribly, picked up a little bit, but the wind is crazy. Look at my hair, I look like a lion. The wind has been really crazy. The views are nice, definitely worthwhile, definitely worth doing. What is that sound? What does that siren mean? It doesn't sound good. Rain has picked up a bit now, but it's not too bad because I'm coming down and I must almost be down now. I've been to the peak and yeah, it's a really short hike, barely a hike really, and like anyone can do it. If anyone wants to try it, anyone can do it, but it's quite nice. You can see on either side of the mountain. Okay, right now I'm at Stanley Market. This was a recommendation, top recommendation, as well as the Dragonback hike from the Swedes, so I'll check it out. I can already see a McDonald's, so it can't be that bad, right? So I've got this chocolate star I get. It's very hot. I just cooked it. I don't know what it is, but it looks pretty good. It's not bad. It's just like I don't know, pastry, chocolate flavored. It's very light. And that's where I was, up there, earlier.